Okay, hello everyone, this is Mr. Rob Bronin here again, and it's time to try Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero, just like Li Mei and Kitana, I would say, are like the three easiest to play characters in this beta at the moment. As long as you know his like basic buttons and basic combo routes, you're gonna be pretty okay, I think. And as long as you know how to do, you know, a slide and a clone, you're all good. So in this video, I wouldn't call it a guide. It's more of a let's try out the character. So we'll go over all of his like key buttons and specials and then combo routes and then just like try him out online and stuff. So the main buttons that are important for him, the really most important string seems to be this forwards one. It's a really decently fast mid. I think it's 12 frames, has great range, and you can go forward 1, 2, and then the 3 is a low. The forward 1, 2 is really easy to hit confirm, and you can go into some kind of combo if it hits. And you can use it in the combos to end into a slide as well. It's just very versatile and just really easy to use in a bunch of ways. And it's also relatively safe. The next most important button is the infamous back 2. This is a launching overhead that like on hit has like no recovery, so I can instantly jump in the air and do some kind of aerial combat, like something like this. Oops. Most commonly people just do jump 1, 2 into some kind of cameo or just a launch like this. And it's an overhead, so you know they can't block it low. Then you switch it up with your back 3, 4, which is your low string. Unfortunately, you don't get combos off of this unless you use a cameo. But just those two things combined already make him a really scary character. So anytime you get a slide or a 1, 2, 2, you can go for your back 2 or your back 3, and that's going to be an overhead or a low. And depending on when you call out your support or your cameo, they're both going to be safe and lead to combos, which is pretty cool. But just be careful with the back 2. You have to make sure you use a cameo to keep it safe, or just pray that it hits. Otherwise, yeah, you're gonna die. Other important buttons, his crouching 1 and his standing 2, you can see that little ice spike on them. It makes them reach really far, and they're kind of disjointed. So like when you're in this kind of range where regular buttons wouldn't work, but people need to do their forwards advancing moves, Sub has these really long-reaching just standing moves thanks to that ice spike, so you can kind of win out these kind of range of poking wars, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, I think that's about his fastest standing button is going to be a standing 1, 2, 2 string, and it ends in an overhead. So if you want to be tricky, you could try and go in for a low, but just be careful because that's going to be very unsafe. And then, yeah, now for his special moves. Down forward 1 is the ice ball. It's slow, so you don't use it in combos at all. It's more of a full screen tool that if it happens to hit the opponent, then you go for a combo. Down back 1 is the ice clone, where he jumps backwards and summons his clone. If they walk into it, they get frozen. This is really, really useful for controlling the pace of the match, and that's kind of Sub-Zero's thing, is that he just decides when he wants to be super aggressive or super defensive, and he just makes the match really slow or really chaotic and fast, and it's up to him how it works. So yeah, down back 1, you can do this all the time. Oh, I didn't even know it did damage. But a few key situations you're going to be doing this is like maybe if I've gotten a knockdown, I do this. If they do their wake up attack, there's a good chance that maybe either like they'll just go into it and get frozen, or they'll use up their armor hit, and then if you hit them like as they get hit by the clone, then you'll go through their armor and beat their wake up attack. So it's useful for a lot of situations. Also, you can just use it after your pokes. Like if you go in like the poking wars and you're like using your mids and the opponent blocks something, you can just go into that, and there's the chance that if they try to counter poke you, their hand will go into the clone and then they'll get frozen, and then you get to use your back 2 that we just talked about to go for a nice juicy combo. Then we've got back forward special moves. So back forward 2 is this ice clone like charge, Superman punch with the ice clone, and this is kind of like to supplement when you're zoning. You only really have this really slow high projectile, but then you have this one that's also kind of slow, but it hits a mid, is kind of safe, and you can just throw this out at ranges where people are trying to walk in and duck under things. You just throw this out to knock them fully away, and then it has a nice long knockdown, so then you can try throw out a regular ice ball or something afterwards. It's just a nice extra mid-hitting special move that's relatively safe. Then of course we've also got back forward 3, which is the slide. I think we all know how the slide works, right? You just do it whenever you want and it'll hit, and if you do the EX version, it has armor and it switches sides but does less damage. We have down forward 4, which is this weird thing that kind of like freezes the opponent on the ground but doesn't actually hit them, so it just makes their frames stop for a moment. So if you're just using it on its own, it's kind of cool you can do this because it doesn't have any hit stun. You can instantly go for mix-ups afterwards, like a throw, overhead, or low. But most of the time people use it, it's going to be after a few buttons, and then you go into the EX version because then that fully stuns them, and then you can go in for whatever combo routes you like to go for. Or drop your combo routes. Yeah, that's the main use of the move. It's only used in combos, or you can use it as part of your zoning as well. Just be careful because it doesn't actually hit the opponent, it just freezes them for a moment. But you can use that freeze to kind of react to something. So if the opponent is in armor, well then you just block. Or if they're doing something that you can slide under, then you slide. It's pretty cool. And then finally, down back in the air is his dive kick, which is actually pretty handy. I thought it would be kind of like pretty bad because it seems like quite a slow version compared to someone like Kung Lao. But this thing, it really helps him attack from angles they usually wouldn't have been able to. And depending on where it hits the opponent, like if it hits them near their toes, you can combo off of it more easily. If you hit them on the top of their head, like there would be a lot more easy to combo off of. Otherwise, you don't really get much from it. It can also be used in your combos, like after your back 2 or something like this. And then you can usually get stuff off of it. And the OD version, EX version, is this big ice slam that really covers a lot of the screen, especially if it's part of a jump forwards. So you can really use this as part of your getting in, because it's relatively safe, covers so much range, and then you can just dash in and easily get a forward 4 and extend a combo afterwards. I really, really like it, and it catches a lot of people off guard. Also, his Fatal Blow is really, really good compared to like Li Mei and Katana. It's very fast. You can do it in any kind of long juggle after forwards 1, 2 or whatever. Yeah, I guess now we quickly talk combos. Most common combo route we're gonna have is just like this. Just like 2 buttons. Ground freeze. You can either do 2 back 2s into this launch. Oops. And then depending on the juggle, you can get something after that. Or you can keep it more simple and just do this. And then do a grounded string into, let me just do a grounded string into the slide. And then I think, there we go. Except end with a slide, because the slide gives you corner carry and pretty good Oki. Now, something that's a pretty important skill to get with Sub-Zero, I believe, is learning how to use ambush cameos, because they work really well with both his mix-up game and his Oki and mix-up game together. So like, to use a combo off of his back 3, you can't just do it and then bring out Kano. I have to press Kano before I actually do it, which feels really weird at the start, but you kind of get used to it. So it's kind of like you're treating it like the first hit of a string. Like if this is a 3-hit string, I pretend like the first hit is Kano, and then the second 2 hits are me actually doing the back 3, 4. So if I go back, see how that works then? I did back cameo, and then back 3, 4, and then by the time the back 3, 4 came out, the knives were hitting him, and I was able to easily extend. And you can get that cool combo extension, and you can also spend like meter or go for slide afterwards is better Oki, but learning how to use that kind of situation, I mean how to extend by summoning the ambush early is really important. And then also, you have to know, particularly with Kano, his forwards cameo is where he does this roll, and if you hold it down, he just stays there for ages. And that's really good for keeping his overhead safe. So while I'm in this animation, I can do forwards cameo and then just hold down the cameo button and go for my overhead, but just keep that button held down the whole time. And then if I see that they have blocked the overhead, then I just release it in like a little moment so it makes it plus or safe. Otherwise, I like to just keep holding it down and then just go for the combo while my finger stays on the cameo thing so that I get to finish my combo and then release him. Because sometimes if you release it and then you try to go for a combo, he'll kind of hit the opponent awkwardly. So let's see if we can try it here. So forward cameo summon, go for the overhead. And yeah, I could have released it like halfway through so he didn't hit it awkwardly there, but as you can see from this Oki, even if he did block it, even though the easy AI is really not going to block anything. Oops. So I want to get a nice knockdown with this. Whether I go for the low or the overhead, I can make them plus on block. And if I see that it gets hit, well then we just go for the combos, baby. And of course there are going to be a bunch of other ways of extending interesting things, like the forward 1-2-3 you can also extend with the knives, and you don't technically have to press the cameo before it, but you have to do it very quickly, like right after you press forward 1, go backwards cameo, and that can be a little bit hard to do. So if I really want to make sure I get off it, I might just do it like I did with the back 3-4. I'll just do back cameo and then do the thing, just to make sure the timing is okay. And if you're extending the grounded combos, by the way, like, whoops, you can technically try and squeeze in a dive kick if you do a jump back into the dive kick, but that just adds a little bit of a layer of complexity that might be a little bit hard for day 1 or day -20 combos. So I recommend either just going straight into the back 2 combos, or depending on how far you are from the opponent, do a jump into the back 2 for a little bit extra damage. But yeah, it's already pretty decent damage for a simple combo. I recommend just going for it. Also, if you're ever just like throwing out, like maybe I've gotten a poke and I'm just throwing out the overhead, using Kano, like as I press it, oh, not that Kano, just do like back Kano for the knives, and then because they're already standing to block the overhead, they'll block the knives as well, and that's an easy way of keeping yourself safe. So maybe they've blocked a poke, and if they did block that, then they have to block the knives, but then even if he hits it during it, I can still easily go for the same combos before. And make sure you do practice that holding down the thing, because it really does come in handy a lot. And then yeah, just that's all combos and button. Then general game plan. Like like I mentioned, you have this kind of switching you can do in between really offensive and really defensive, and you have to kind of make the prediction of what you think the opponent wants to do and then decide what you want to do. So if I want to be really offensive, you know, on wake up, I'll be doing this stuff where I go for my overheads and go for like my mix-up stuff like that and keep it safe. But if I think that I want to be slower because I think my opponent's going to be doing some crazy dumb stuff, well then I'll just go for a clone summon, because then if they go for any kind of wake up attack or try and press a button, they'll get hit by the clone. So that's me slowing the game down. And I have a great backdash, or you can kind of just backdash away really easily and then throw the clone, which is also, you know, a retreat away. And then while the clone's there, it'll absorb a projectile, so you can throw out your slow ice projectile, and if it happens to hit them, then they get frozen. Or if you think that they're walking in and ducking or something, you can use this one, which will hit them even if they duck. And if they ever, you kind of like scare them by doing weird stuff back and forth, it's going to be easy to whiff punish with the forward 1, and then you just go in for your combos, and then once again you just decide whether you want to be speeding the game up or slowing it down. And then couple all of that with a bunch of random slides, and that's Sub-Zero. Alright then, let's go into the world of online and see how long it takes us to find a match. It's still day 1 for me, but Finding matches has been a bit of a hit and miss. Either I'll instantly match up with a wired opponent that has like 30 MS, or I'll get matched up against like 20 Wi-Fi opponents in a row. So maybe I'll have to cut this. Hey, that's good enough. Please say yes. Nice. Wired opponents are nice when you come against them, but god, they are so picky. If it's not below 20, most wired opponents are like, that's too much. Declined. Right. Lee Mei. Interesting. I don't know if I've actually fought against Lee Mei with Sub-Zero. I've definitely fought against other Sub-Zeros. And Johnny's and Katanas.
Attack the capital and you'll pay the price.
Let's see how this goes. Right. So I'm imagining that Lee Mei is going to be pretty offensive, so I'm just going to start with a clone summon in case she goes for that overhead or something. Oh, yeah, she's very, very increasing the pace, so let me just throw out some projectiles like that, and even though that kind of sucks, at least she's spending a lot of meter for it. Oh, nice block. I didn't even try to keep myself safe, I thought she would have gotten hit by it. Damn.
Round 2, fight.
Ooh, nice. Okay, she's reacting to the overhead, and I'm choosing to not keep myself safe for some reason. Oh, damn. Okay. That was, I wouldn't put that on the level of Scrubby, but it was the first round, and, you know, introductions are always gonna be crap. We can call it a warm-up, as we always do. This is a pretty good Lee Mei. I've never seen someone be so crazy and so composed with her at the same time. Oh, I did not mean to jump accidentally. There we go. Kept it safe. What was going on there? Is Kano on the screen? What just happened?
Round 2, fight.
Okay. So she likes really going for the knee through that armor, which even though does technically work, if I am blocking ever, that's going to be very unsafe. Oh, damn. Okay, really shouldn't be in the air so much. Okay, get in the corner. I have a lot of meter, so I don't know why I didn't go for a combo there, but I just wanted her in the corner. Oh. Hey! Cool. A little bit less scrubby.
Final round, fight.
Oh, that was not meant to be a slide, I promise. It was meant to be a grab. What is going on with the screen right now? Oh, nice. Guessed on the overhead. Ooh, yeah. Big Rocket need to chip me out. Whoa. Okay, can the screen calm down right now? Looks like it's sneezing every time anything happens. Right, we started to do a little bit better in the second round. Let's see if the third round's a full turnaround. Oh, wow. Okay. So when I summon the clone, still just try to be a little bit cautious because she wants to do an armored knee through it. And that's... Okay, cool. Got her in the corner. Oh, okay. Is that plus? Oh no, that might not work. It's really low. Oh, nah. Wow, what a privileged fatal blow. Lee Mei and Quintana could never. I was really scared of that lantern on top of my head the whole time throughout that combo.
Round 2, fight!
Nice bait. Oh, ouch. Hey, that's also a great anti-air, because he jumps backwards and they land in it. So satisfying, so toxic. Oh yeah, okay. Look at that. Visual improvement. Got absolutely eviscerated in the first round. Did slightly less scrubby in the second round, and actually won the third one. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, that took a while. I'm telling you, these cabled up people are the most picky match choosers I've ever seen.
Earthrealm isn't yours to rule.
Wi-Fi people are like, oh, it's under 300? Yo, good deal, good deal. But then I find someone, oh, finally someone with a cable. No. Below, above 50? They're not doing that. Cool. That went pretty well.
Round 2, fight.
Okay, but going for that slide in the corner is not such a great idea because it instantly puts me here. Okay, cool. Got him back. Ooh, the mix. Oh. Oh, look at that long-reaching standing 2. I'm telling you, the standing 2 and the crouching 1. There's some wacky good moves. Wacky good.
Round 1. Fight.
Can't just be ducking. Oh no, oh no, don't kill me. Bro, look at this! I told you that dive kick. I mean, the OD dive kick, whatever you call that, that's like a ground pound, freeze pound of awesomeness. Look how far that reached. And it sealed me the deal. Oh, I did not mean to go for that. Guys, I think this might be the Sub-Zero for me. I've always been a fan of characters with ice and water powers, hence Rain being my favorite. So Sub-Zero was always a close contender, but just the way he was designed in a lot of games, like MK11, it wasn't cool. The ice effects weren't that cool, the way he played wasn't cool, but this guy, Bihan, I'm feeling a different kind of way about him.
I wasn't aware of Shen Tsun's experiments.
Had you known, would your choice have been different?
Right, now Liu Kang. Kano didn't even try to hit him. Okay, I gotta remember you can duck under that thing. Let's just reversal slide out. No, he knew. He knew. Yes. Okay. This guy's doing a pretty good job. He got hit by some of them, but he blocked an awful lot of overhead lows compared to the ones that he got hit by. Oh, missed on that one. Damn it. Hey, you have to remember, you can duck under that. Oh, that was very not intentional. Don't know what was going on there, but is it okay? No! Oh! Yes, Kato, thank you. Yes! YOLO slide, thank you. Okay, wow, look at me. I'm getting every technique you need to know for Sub-Zero down in one video. YOLO slides, calling out your cameo at really the wrong time, but then having it work out somehow. These are all vital techniques for the Sub-Zero arsenal. Oh. Also getting absolutely shat on by Frost support. Because her goddamn ground freeze goes right under... That's an overhead? Right under... my... clone. Okay, I'll shut up. Okay. I have a lot of meter though, which means I can do dumb stuff, right? I dropped myself right back down on top of it. Okay. Can't tell if he was doing really well or we were doing worse. Let's do another rematch to find out.
Round one, fight.
Cool.
Round two, fight.
Don't know where my combo went, don't ask. Oh, nice. Oh god. Oh god. Don't kill me, please. Come on, before he gets breaker. Yes. Oh, I thought he was gonna be too high. Oh yeah. Look at that. That is prime decision making right there. Oh my god, am I a genius? That's Sub-Zero brain for you. You make one good decision, and then you're on top of the world. You're allowed to make about a ratio of 19 to 1 bad to good decisions with this character. And as long as you're doing just that, you got it. All right.
Fight.
Under that projectile. Back two. Oh, accidental slide. Booyah.
Round 2. Fight.
Could have done a lot more than that. I could have done this. Oh, that does so much damage for a random overhead. Whoa, that actually comboed? Maybe I should use that to end my combo. Then it leaves them really close as well. Alright then. I think it's safe to say we've tried Sub-Zero. He's amazing, he's satisfying, great design, easy to play, and now I'm more tempted than ever to main him for real. Anyways, let me know if you are too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in whatever's next. Bye-bye.